Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Sports on the Rocks. With me, as always, Cody, Debo. Boys are here, ready to rock. Get this out of the way early. Like, subscribe, follow. New TikTok, active on Instagram. Like, subscribe. Supporting us, we appreciate it. Follow us on X, interact with us, comment. We'll comment right back. We love you guys. Cody, Debo, big day for your boys in blue.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it was. Well, they already had the, Big Ten wrapped up, you know, uh, last week, but Thursday against Iowa, got a good dub there. It was a closer game than we wanted, but you know, little brother came into town. There was already a lot of animosity built up from the last the last time that they played when Michigan went up to Lansing and just stole their cookies. But yeah, senior day, they weren't letting little brother come in and get a dub. So the seniors especially took care of it, being Yaxel, Lendenborg. He was just playing on another level, showing out and got to celebrate on senior day, and they also raised the banner for Big Ten champions after the game as well. So go blue, baby. Good win.
Yeah, the story of the game to me was the ability for Michigan to get over Mara and his foul trouble and some of the issues that he was having during the game, because I don't think that was his best contest. But Yaxel was instrumental in all of it, rotating into the five position when needed. I mean, Morez Johnson, 18 points, I think 9 boards, something like that. So a lot of people stepped up, especially. I mean, Morrow's been playing good lately too. So it was nice to see that if one of those sort of guys goes down, that they can step up and create baskets elsewhere. So I thought that was great. Um, the next thing that I wanted to touch on was the defensive intensity from the tip. They never back down. We're always in Michigan State's face, pressuring, getting after ball. So I love to see that. And I mean, for me, I feel like Michigan was able to speed up the game, which I think that's where they thrive, especially in the transition game. I mean, there were a couple handful of plays in this game where they were able to get ahead. And I mean, it's just instrumental the way that they can get up the court and how quickly they can do it. So a lot of positives came out of this game. Gale, I thought stepped up and played pretty darn well too. Had some great drives to the basket, and hit some clutch free throws too when momentum was needed and that sort of thing. So overall, great effort from everyone. Yeah, happy to come away with the dub and sweep little brother. Finish off that check on the resume for this season because I firmly believe it's going to be a historic season. I'd love to see another title like that 89 team hoisted in the rafters. So huge win.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It was not Mara's best outing by any stretch. I mean, he had 4 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 turnovers, 1 block. I mean, definitely not his normal, but that's the crazy thing about this team is they still won by 10 points. And that was with some garbage time points for Michigan State. I mean, this game was out of hand with Mara posting that stat line. It's crazy because if one person has an off game, I mean, somebody just steps up. And I mean, it was Yaxel, 27 points. He was 5 for 6 from 3 point, 6 for 6 three from free throws. I mean, he didn't have the best stat line across the board like he normally does, only 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. But I mean, he still checked he has a stat in every category except turnover. 0 turnovers, just played out of his mind. And then who else played out of their mind? McKenny. McKenny,
Mm.
oh my gosh, he is.
Hmm.
with Kaysen being down, and I mean even before that, he was gaining more minutes, and he played 19 minutes today, 12 points, 2 for 5 from 3 point. But I mean, his makes were just at the right time. His like he just makes it when he needs to, and I'm liking seeing him get more time, and just makes me more excited for his development. Um, but yeah, and Morez Johnson just continues to be I think I mean, he's my favorite player on the team. And there's a chance that he might come back. I mean, if they could get that guy to come back, I mean, they say Morez and Mara, I mean, both have the opportunity to come back if they want. And from what I've heard, they think that at least one of them will stay. But I mean, if for some reason both of them, and they could run it back. I mean, but yeah, but oh, the other stat I forgot to say was with Thursday's win, which was at Iowa, uh, first time that team's gone undefeated on the road in the Big Ten, I believe, since that 76 or whatever 70 Indiana Hoosiers team that went completely undefeated and won the whole season, won the championship. But yeah, since then, nobody's went undefeated on the road in the Big Ten. And like you said, just a special team got the chance to do something huge this year. They just need to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yaxel is a lottery pick in my mind. I think I kind of already believed it earlier in the season, but performances like this, he was a bucket getter. That's why, like you said, his stat line didn't match his usual production. That's because he put it on his shoulders at points to get to the bucket, to make the right play. I can't tell you how many times he collapsed the defense and brought everyone in to a perfect kick out for three. I mean, he's
Well,
insane, really and truly.
I was
The
just gonna
ability at
say
that size.
I was just gonna say, sorry. Yeah, like with Kaysen being out, he was playing point guard. Like he was there was I saw a lineup towards the end of the first half. It was him and four guards. But he was playing point guard. Like it was a completely, small lineup compared vastly different to their normal. They usually have three of the largest guys on the court on at the same time. But Yaxel was the only big man and he's playing point guard. And I mean, honestly, he was thriving. He was thriving being the point guard and, being the facilitator, whether it was him getting to the bucket, which tonight that was the majority, but just making plays. And I like it. I mean, he's just showing he's an all-star.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's interesting too. This team is littered with first round talent. You look at someone like Morez, first round guy, Mara, first round guy. I mean, McKinney with a couple of years, Kaysen with a couple of years. It's just a lot of talent on this roster. And, you can bicker about how it was done. There's a lot of money that was put into the NIL and getting this team assembled, but this is the era we live in. So you either thrive or you die. It's just what it is. But Drew, what were your takeaways from the Michigan State clash?
Well, in Ann Arbor, obviously, the refs were kind of pulling that way, and um, it was an accident by fears. No, I'm kidding. Luxembourg's good at basketball. Dusty May's the best coach in basketball currently right now in college. Michigan's the favorite. Michigan's the favorite. They're just killers. They're just killers. Because Michigan State, you knew what they were going to want to do coming into Ann Arbor today. They knew damn well, obviously, that Michigan had it all wrapped up and they were going to try to muck it up and do stupid shit. And Michigan didn't fall for it. They just put the dagger in, did it early, and got out of there. Michigan is just on its own level with Duke going into the tournament, and that national title game is going to be a fun one for everybody involved.
It's their championship to lose, in my eyes.
Like I said, them and Duke, it'll be one hell of a national title game. it happens.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, so Kentucky did absolutely nothing, I said. Um, couldn't even split the final two. Lost to Texas A&M, which is a bad loss, in my opinion. Um, and then got their throat punched in by Florida. Shocker. Um, did not follow Coach Potts at all on that one. We are not coming in hot. I would say we are hard capped at the Sweet 16, and I don't even believe that's going to happen. Um, I couldn't even begin to explain what is wrong with this team. It's overpaid and undercoached. So, SEC tournament this week. Um, we'll get past LSU, at least we should in the first round of it. After that, flip a coin on what Kentucky's going to do. Um, there'll be a lower seed and probably an 8 or 9 seed in the tournament, if I had to guess. And again, we are hard capped at the Sweet 16. If we make it to the round of 32, I'll actually be happy at this point. So, not much to write home about, unlike your boys in Ann Arbor. So, Lexington is a sad place this time of year.
Not usually, just lately.
Last couple of years,
Yeah,
disaster.
yeah, just last few.
In some other basketball news, Miami finished out the perfect regular season. Congrats to them. I will say, and I don't know if you guys have seen this or
Miami of
not, they're
Ohio.
not,
Miami of Ohio.
yes, the Red Hawks,
Yeah.
correct. Um, not even favored to win the MAC, even though they went undefeated this season. Thoughts?
That's just wild to me.
Stupid.
How do you how do you have a team go undefeated and they're not even the favorite to win their own conference championship? Especially, something like the MAC. Like we're not talking about, you know, the Big Ten or SEC, even though I feel like if any team went undefeated in those conferences, they would be favored to win the tournament. I'm just confused as to why they think, you know what? They went 30-0 or whatever it was. The they're not going to win anymore. They've only beat everyone twice, and you know some others and whatnot, but they're not going to do it again. So that just makes no sense to me.
Yeah, right now, Akron is actually the favorites to win the Mid-American Conference, believe it or not, which they went 17-1. Obviously, Miami went undefeated, so can't really keep that. But yeah, I thought that was very interesting to see. I would love nothing more than the Miami shove this down everyone's throats and go on a major run through the MAC and then the NCAAs. I think that'd be special, especially for the disrespect that they're getting.
I love it. I hope they go undefeated until, they meet Michigan or whoever, whatever that turns out to be in the big tourney.
See, I want chaos. I want Akron to win the MAC tournament, and then I want to see what the committee does with a one-loss Miami team and that coming in their own conference tourney. I would love to put the committee in that position because I
That'd be
brought it
pretty.
up last week. What Bruce Pearl said: if they don't win their conference, they're not in.
Yeah,
Regardless if they're undefeated, it would put that to the test.
that'd be pretty
Did you
funny.
see his Did you see his new take, by the way? Bruce Pearls?
Oh, is it updated now after he got absolutely hammered?
Well, no, he's now basically doubled down and said all of these American conferences and mid-level conferences should have their top two seeds get buys all the way to the semifinals because it's a shame that their team regular season went undefeated or had one blemish and then they don't get into the NCAAs because of it. I thought that was an interesting take, but yeah, that's his latest yabber.
Yeah, I want the chaos.
We've also got some teams who've claimed their bids to the tourney as well, gentlemen.
What we got?
We've
I hope.
got Queen's University. They claim the Atlantic Sun Um, this is actually their, I believe, first season that they're eligible to actually go to the tourney, and they claimed a bid. That's the Atlantic Sun. Northern Iowa claims the Missouri Valley Conference, and then High Point claimed the Big South. And currently, there's a couple other games that are going on, but they're, you know, 5-10 minutes from being wrapped up, so we won't have any word on those for a little bit.
So
Love it. I
three
can't wait.
teams, three teams to do some research on to see if they're going to fuck up our bracket early doors. Perfect.
Let the fun begin.
We will be posting a copy of each one of our brackets to X, Instagram, TikTok, and all the socials. So make sure again that you're following and subscribing for that so you can have a perfect bracket with the boys.
Are we gonna do individuals or are we gonna do like a bracket as a podcast?
I think we
Second
do both.
podcast in a week. Love that.
What?
Oh no, that would be all next Sunday. We'd do it after Selection Sunday.
No, I'm saying like we as a podcast have a group bracket or we each have our own individual brackets.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think we do a group one, and then I think we each individually do one, and we put a wager on who has the most points. Just a thought. I'll
I like
spice it up
that.
a little bit, but we'll have to
I bet
figure
I
out
can
what we want
guess
to
your
do with
national
that.
champion.
Oh, dude, you know what we should do? We should do like a ESPN group and it'll be called Sports on the Rocks and like we tweet we link it we talk about it on the podcast and tweet it out to all the social put it on all the socials and have people join it you know
Love that.
that would be sick.
I think that's what we're going to do, folks. You heard it here first on the podcast. We're creating a bracket. We'll have all y'all join. We'll send all the information out on our socials. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow those.
Let's get into some NBA. Got injury stuff, playoff race, final push. Personally, resident Sixers fan Debo, Maxi out. What you got?
Yeah. Yeah. When it rains, it pours. I mean, that's really what I got. Obviously, Embiid out. Um, I think he's going on 4 or 5 games now being out. Paul George serving a lengthy suspension for performance enhancing drugs. So he is out. And yes, true. Like you said, he's got a finger sprain. It happened against the Hawks. Yeah, happened against the Hawks. And immediately felt pain, withdrew from the game, and they've since done x-rays, MRIs, all that sort of stuff. And so at least it wasn't anything major. No finger break, no nothing like that, no fractures. So he'll be out for a little bit. So we're gonna need BJ and everyone else to just collectively step up. I mean, right now we're hovering, I think, at seventh in the East. So, there's not a lot of room for error. And I certainly do not want to be in that play-in game. So unfortunate news. Rest of the team's gonna have to step up. Like I said, though, it shouldn't be too long of an injury. Hopefully no issues, complications with that. We get him back sooner rather than later. But yeah, as of now, he is out indefinite.
Yeah, right now in the Eastern Conference, we've touched on kind of the big four in Detroit, Boston, New York, and Cleveland, but that 5 through 10 race is all within 4 games of each other. Right now, the Sixers sitting in the 8 hole. They're a game out of being the 6 seed. They're only a game and a half out of the 5 seed. It's going to come down to the very end, and um, like you said, getting out of that playoff would be ideal to remove all doubt. So
It's just so taxing to have to do stuff like that. Like you'd rather have a solidified spot in that playoff. So yeah, lots got to happen. People got to step up, elevate even more so than they have. I'm specifically looking at VJ Edgecombe. I mean, he's been great. A lot of competition for it, but rookie of the year, or at least in the conversation, in my opinion. So
He's so good.
we'll see where this takes us. It's been a seesaw back and forth season. I'd love to see some runs stretched together and some, continuity on the team because I feel like it's been stale here and there during the season so far. So not great, but they've got an opportunity to, like you said, edge their way into that 4 and 5 seed area and avoid it. So that would be ideal.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm kind of being a Clippers fan, I'm stuck in the play-in. There's because of the hole we dug ourselves in starting out the season, I think it was like 6-20. Yeah, the comeback's been impressive. It's not going to be enough. If it ended today, we'd be playing Steph Curry in the first round. So I guess a rivalry for me and Cody, resident Warrior fanatic. Um, but yeah, we're going to be stuck in the plan. And even if we got the Suns, they've exceeded expectations. So, I mean, a West run is probably not in the cards for my team this year either. But hey, if we both get in, you never know.
Yeah, I mean, there's an opportunity to make some noise, but you got to have a full squad and you got to have some games played under your belt. I mean, for both of us, that's the issue. It's keeping guys healthy. So,
Or willing to play if you're Kawhi Leonard. Fuck's
yeah.
sake.
Speaking of, Giannis has missed his 30th game for the Bucks this season, boys. That's a lot.
It's a lot, but I I don't know what Giannis does going forward. I mean, I guess next year you get what Dame back. You'd have Giannis second year of Miles Turner with that contract they should have never given him. Cap hell. They've dumped all their picks into trying to keep Giannis happy. Uh, I don't know how much longer he's in Milwaukee.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think it comes to an end at the end of the season this year. It's baffling to me that they couldn't get this done previous to the season kicking off. This would have cleared a lot of issues for them. But if you're them, you got to trade him, start building. Uh, there's nothing else you can do at this point. Yeah, he's made it very clear that he's done. He wants to get out. I mean, 30 games missed this season, 15 to, oh, what was it? Something to do with his back, I believe. And then the other
Yeah.
15, who knows? I mean, yeah, that's the best move for the Bucks at this point is trading him. Let me ask you, Drew, what do you get for a Giannis?
I mean, the conversation starts with two, like, not two, I would say three firsts. Maybe not a star player, but a all-star esque level player. Like, for instance, if it was a trade to the Heat, I think the first thing you ask for is Hero to come back the other way. If you're talking with the Lakers, I don't know that you necessarily send him there without an Austin Reeves coming the other way. It's got to be a at least a borderline all-star three firsts and a role player or promising young player. Um, I think it's just going to be your usual suspects, though. It's going to be the Heat. It's going to be the Lakers. I don't know that New York can do it. It would have to be super creative. Obviously, Cat would be coming the other way in that. But then do you have to throw in Bridges or and you don't really throw in Bridges because of his relationship with Brunson. There's only and now with how they do the salary cap with the aprons and everything like that, it's not as easy as before. Where a team like Golden State did it for a while. Ah, fuck it, we'll just pay the whatever $100 million penalty and just whatever send them our way. You can't do that anymore. So it'll definitely be interesting.
I mean, regardless, it's going to be a haul for someone like that. So,
Oh
I mean,
God,
like
yeah.
I said, I think the Bucks will be just well. I won't say just fine because rebuilding your organization after trading away a guy like Giannis is going to be tough pill to swallow. But I mean, 3 first round picks and all-star caliber guy, kind of like you said. I think I know where you're going with, an Austin Reeves or someone like that, a Cat Williams, someone of that caliber. But yeah, I mean, we'll see how it plays out. We got a lot of NBA season really still to go. I mean, so
My sources are telling me to, keep an eye out for Golden State now. Giannis might just fuck around and go to Golden State. Just want you to be aware. My sources have kind of been throwing whispers my way about that. So,
They have
just
contracts that they could send the other way. You could send Jimmy Butler.
hold on, time out, time out, time out, time out. I just typed this into ChatGPT just to see what it would say. And it says a theoretical trade between the Warriors and Bucks would be Warriors get Giannis, Bucks
Okay.
get Andrew Wiggins, Kuminga, Moody, 3 first round picks, and a pick swap.
That would work better if Kuminga was still there and not traded at the trade deadline.
True. And the other funny part about it is because it says like why the Warriors do it, and it says it would maximize, this lineup, and it lists the potential lineup as Steph Curry at point guard, Klay Thompson at shooting guard. It just says role player at strong forward, and then it says Giannis at power forward and Draymond at center. Said the only issue is Klay Thompson doesn't play for the Warriors anymore. So ChatGPT does not always know what the fuck it's talking about, people. So just keep that in mind.
yeah, we're
Yeah,
not there yet.
yeah, I don't know about you, Debo, but if a Golden State trade happens, it's got to be Butler going the other way to match salary, and then God, I don't even know who Golden State would throw in to even make that more sweet. Because you could at least sell to Milwaukee then to your fan base. We're gonna run out Butler, Lillard will be back next year, and Miles Turner, and you're probably a play-in team. You could at least sell that, I guess. But I don't know. Golden State, it would be hard.
Golden State would be difficult, and it's frustrating to me because I feel like regardless of that fact, they're always in the conversation to add someone. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like you wish your favorite team was in the discussion, and for some reason, every time you click on an article, it says Golden State. But yeah, I would agree. I think it's got to be someone like Butler going over, and then dare I even say maybe 4 first round picks. Because I don't know that they're going to want to take on all these other contracts and players. You know what I mean?
I
We got some
wonder,
time though.
one I just thought about, I wonder how, because I thought they were going to be much better this year, and they still might do something in the playoffs, but I don't think so this year. I wonder if Giannis would go to Orlando. Could you package Jalen Suggs, your guys' Michigan boy Franz Wagner, and a bunch of picks, and then you'd have De Silva, Banchero, and Desmond Bain and Giannis? That would be a pretty filthy lineup to run out there. But I don't know if he would green light that. I wonder. Now that we're diving into
How
the
would us
Giannis,
Yeah, I mean, I want to say that they would. I think the biggest question would be whom would they have to give up?
That's what I
You know what
mean.
I mean? Like if
Jalen
you're
Suggs
gutting
would be
this
a
team,
nice
you
piece
lose who
going
they
back.
are. Exactly. Yeah, someone like Jalen Suggs would make sense, but yeah, you got to be careful about picking apart your roster for someone like Giannis. Although obviously great, I mean, you got something going down there already. So it would have
Yeah.
to be a smooth transition kind of thing for I think the Magic to get into it.
Now I'm gonna spend all day at work tomorrow on the fucking ESPN trade machine doing Giannis trades.
Uh, so real quick, like Drew said, we've got kind of a tight race. We'll just do a quick recap. Things as they stand right now on March 8th. The Pistons are still in first. They've got a 2.5 game lead on Boston, New York, and then Cleveland. And then, like Drew had touched on, it's kind of a crapshoot after that from 5 to 10. And then going to the other side, Western Conference, Oklahoma City is in the lead for that number one spot. San Antonio's only 3 games back. And then everyone else from there on out is 9.5 games or more outside of first place. So really looks like Oklahoma City and San Antonio are going to be the teams to worry about coming out of that Western Conference, stepping into the NBA Finals, which both extremely talented. So whoever comes out of the East is going to have a tall order, in my opinion.
Before we get into our next segment, it might look like we all just did a little wardrobe change, but the reasoning, I just want to explain the reasoning for that is because your boy here forgot to hit the record button on the second half of our pod that we recorded yesterday. So here we are. We're supposed to be editing the whole pod to get it posted for tomorrow morning, but here we are recording the second half tonight, so probably going to be a day delay. So just want to get that out of the way. That is the reason why it looks like we did not just all go change clothes midway through the pod. Um, so that's that. But we're just going to push on. We're going to knock this thing out. So with that, Drew, let's get started with some NFL.
Big day, day one of the legal tampering period. I couldn't keep up with it. It
It
was
just it,
nuts.
it was nut. It was absolutely nuts. I felt like every time I looked at my phone, there was somebody got traded or somebody got agreed to terms. Just nuts, which I
And
love.
yeah, love it. I had it on all day at work, and I was still missing stuff between my phone and watching Tom Pelissero and Ian Rapport all day. Like,
So you got no work done. Copy that. Okay.
no, no, no,
I surprisingly got
absolutely
a good amount of work done, but that's because that's why I missed so much because I was actually fucking working.
no. I
Yeah.
was watching our off season go down the drain.
Yeah, I was scrolling through everything and it took quite a bit, excuse me, to get through all the moves that have been made. But yeah, I agree with you, Drew. Lions didn't do anything. Eagles didn't do anything. I mean, I won't say anything and we'll touch on it, but very lackluster for both our teams.
Not from the Cowboys. I mean, just
Uh,
surprisingly, hey, like I was saying just before we got on, I'm just excited because all that I have said for years is for the Jones boys to just freaking do something. And first day, they're making some moves. They might not be the best moves. They might turn out to be the best moves. They might turn out to tank the seat, be the reason why they don't win the Super Bowl next season. Who knows? But all I know right now is there's potential and there's hope, and the Jones boys are doing some stuff. So I'm not going to complain. I'm just going to be excited that they're actually doing something and trying to make something happen. So that's what I'm happy about.
We could go ahead and start this off with a little bit of news about the Lions, and we'll kind of continue down. It just so happens this was first on our list. David Montgomery is no longer a Lion. Um, Hard to say that. He's been quite a player for us, and him moving on is gonna leave a big hole for that backup spot because as much as, I'm excited about the rest of our running backs and everything that's going on there, I still would like to replace him. But Montgomery goes to the Texans. Um, what can you do? Next up was DJ Moore to the Bills. Gentlemen, how do we feel?
I like that Josh Allen's getting another weapon. Remains to be seen how well he will be used, but I feel like when Stephon Diggs was there, he utilized him pretty well. So I feel like DJ Moore's kind of a similar build, similar wide receiver in that aspect. So I feel like it's good for both sides.
Yeah, good for that whole offense. Shakir, James Cook, both those tight ends. It'll be interesting to see because like I've said, they run a lot of two tight end sets, having Dawson Knox and what's that, Kincaid.
Yeah, Kincaid.
So it'll be interesting to see how they work everybody all in. But that offense is scary. They got the quarterback, they got the star running back, the left tackle, and now two really good wideouts.
Where's the love for Keon Coleman, dude? He's still there.
Out the window, out the window, swing and a miss.
Yeah, poor fella.
But yeah, good trade for the Bills. Good for Josh Allen. Um, Today, first day of the legal tampering period, the Raiders went wild. There isn't even just one move to pinpoint. They just signed all of your players. You got Nakobe Dean coming from my Eagles. Glad he didn't go to the boys. That makes me feel a little bit better. They got Quay Walker from Green Bay. The big one for not only their team, but for the player that isn't on their team for another month and a half. They got Lindenbaum, the center, for Mendoza. That's big time. Taking a play. They're doing exactly what Chicago did last year for Caleb. Get the middle of the offensive line correct. Lindenbaum can direct all the traffic. Mendoza can just be as comfortable as possible. So I actually kind of liked what the Raiders did today.
Although they did lose one of their best players in Max Crosby, trading him to Baltimore. So I mean, there is a downside.
Freed up a lot of room, that's for damn sure.
You're not wrong.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's a big loss for them, obviously, but these moves that they're making are moves that are from a franchise that's looking to really turn things around. I got to tell you who the happiest Raiders fan in the world is.
Matt
You guys,
Shimmerhorn.
yeah, Matt Shermerhorn. That guy's got to be ecstatic right now. No idea what that feels like because we haven't done anything, but good for him.
right
How
there
about
with you.
how about the Dolphins taking on a record dead money hit to cut Tua Tagovailoa? They're going to take a dead money hit of 100 million. They're going to pay $100 million just to not have him be on their team. I mean, how insane is that?
I mean, that's what it is when the salary cap just keeps going up. You get deals like this to guys who don't maybe necessarily deserve it. I mean, obviously he went through a lot of things and, the concussion area and
The kid's
everything
happy
else
to
that
be
he's gone
the kid's
through.
lucky to be alive, to be honest. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
I
I
watched
mean,
I
in
watched him
reality,
go I watched him go limp more than one time, and that is not a good sight.
no, no, not at all. I don't know. To me, I feel like it would be an easy decision to retire when you're thinking about longevity and, being able to see your kids grow up, those sort of things. So, yeah, I, interesting to see that someone's willing to take that all on too with Atlanta.
I was gonna say he's linked to he's the favorite to go to Atlanta now, so we'll have to see
He's
how.
signed.
I was
Oh,
going to
he's
say it's
well,
official.
it's not official
Well,
until
not
Wednesday,
until
but
Wednesday. Yes, correct.
I mean, both parties are at fault. Miami's at fault because they should have never given the extension. Two is at fault because he never learned how to slide or just throw the fucking ball away, or to Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle, because that was really difficult, I'm sure. But for Atlanta, it's not a bad get. Miami's paying all the money. Atlanta's signing him for $1 million.
well, I mean, yeah,
Go
it's.
compete with Penix.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It is nothing on Atlanta.
And
It's a win-win for them.
If you're Miami, this is something you got to do. It's exactly the Denver Russell Wilson thing. If he's not a fit for the culture, if he's not willing to be a fit for the culture, and he's just not worth the time and effort anymore, just move on. Just pull the trigger and go. And it worked out good for Denver. Now, Denver has the Walton family and Sean Payton at the helm. Miami has Stephen Ross and a first time head coach. So it's not exactly the same level playing field there as far as handling that dead cap hit. But I think they had to do it. I don't think it wanting to do anything didn't matter. They had to.
You know who wanted to do something? The Dolphins in signing Malik Willis.
There you
Well,
go.
obviously not officially, but just consider everything we say not official until Wednesday, technically speaking. But yeah, I mean they took a risk with yeah, I mean they don't have a ton of film on Malik Willis, but in the moments that he did get in this past season, he did really well. I mean, I think it's $40 million. Does that sound about right?
That sounds about right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
somewhere around 40 million. So good for the kid.
And then a pair of Kansas City Chief cornerbacks went to the Rams, with the headliner being Trent McDuffie. The Rams are trying to bolster that defensive back room. That was their major downfall, as Pod said all last season.
Yeah, and in the process, completely ruined the corner market as far as dollars go. So
Yeah,
kind of fucks me down the road with Quinion and DeJean in a couple years, but
yeah,
is what it is. Those are going to probably be $200 million contracts in some form. Kind of like what the Cowboys had to do with Bland and Diggs at the same time, kind of, where they kind of
yeah.
overlapped each other there.
hmm And you see how well that worked out for us.
That's a conversation for another day. I don't know what happened to Diggs.
I
Bland
don't know
obviously had the
either.
injuries, but like Diggs is weird because
Yeah.
you
I don't
see
know.
all the
Trust me, I don't
traits,
know. I don't know what
and it
happened
just
to him either.
stopped working. It doesn't make a ton of sense. I don't know.
Cam Ward got a weapon in Wandale Robinson. I mean, to to me, he kind of just seems like a deep threat kind of guy, but people are talking about how he's like a number one wide receiver, which he might prove to be that in a expanded role, but to me, he just seems like more of just a deep threat kind of guy, not a every down reliable wide receiver.
You know what's interesting about that is I think that the Titans kind of showed that with their contract to him because I think it's somewhere around 80 million. I mean, it's not, a blockbuster number. I think they are kind of hedging that bet too in a sense, kind of like you said. You know what I mean?
Well, it would be disrespectful to the top guys if he were to get top wide receiver money. I mean, that would just be silly. I mean, if he's getting paid as much as, the not, I mean, George, but CD Lamb, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, if he's getting paid as much as those guys, I mean, that's a joke. It's just going to send their contracts through the roof, which eventually it's going to get there. But Rashid Shaheed re-signs with the Seahawks. Another
Huge.
good one for them.
Yeah, they've got quite a wide receiver room brewing over there. I like what they've got going right now. And I only assume it's going to get better too. I think Seattle is one of those teams that has a really good GM, but I could see them being up at the top of the league as far as wide receivers are concerned before it's all said and done.
Mike Evans to San Francisco.
Yep,
He's gonna have a statue outside of the stadium, and it's just gonna be so weird.
it is. Yeah,
Like he's always the guy in fantasy, is just gonna like it's just safe. Tampa Bay Mike Evans is just safe. He's catch 1,000. You're getting 1,000 yards, probably like 8 touchdowns, and it's just safe. And now he's gonna be in San Francisco. It's just kind of like gross. I don't like it. And then on the same day, San Francisco comes out and is like, "Oh yeah, we're open to trading Trent Williams."
Yeah,
That'll
that
be
part is
weird.
wild. That part is wild.
Like the whole thing is weird.
do you
Travis
think this puts
Etienne
a
goes to the New Orleans Saints. That was a shocker for me. I didn't see that one coming. And now Kamara is possibly on the trade block. We'll see.
The Saints have cap space for 1 year. Magically, they aren't in cap hell, and they're like $50 million to Travis Etienne. Yup, that's the move we're making. I didn't love that one.
No. Gardner Minshew going to Arizona. Blankenship, your boy, going to the Texans. I was
No
really
more
hoping to
exciting
snag
what?
him. I was really hoping to snag him.
I don't know what we plan on doing at safety now. I know we'll have Makuba back there, but he's gonna need a partner, and it ain't on the roster right now, I don't think. And that Blankenship deal wasn't a ton, so I don't know if that signals we're looking at somebody in the draft. There's that Toledo kid that I mentioned to you for Dallas. That's going to be
Hmm,
a first round pick. Pair him up with Quinyon Mitchell. That'd be pretty sweet. Have two Toledo guys on one team. That'd be pretty dope.
that would be cool. Noah Fant to the Saints. Um, Isaiah Likely to the Giants. John
I
Harbaugh's
I hated that one.
I know, poaching his old team. Not happy about that. Travis Kelce sticking around for a year.
I thought the Bears got better today. Devin Bush, that oh God, what's his name from Seattle? Kobe Bryant.
Hmm.
Um, I thought the Bears improved a little bit today. So day one for the Eagles, absolutely fucking nothing. Didn't do a goddamn thing. Um,
So now that you have a day behind us, that we're a day into free agency, I mean, what moves is how we need to make for you to have some more faith? Because as of today, you already told me Cowboys are winning the division next year. I have it in text. I'm gonna save
they're
it
the
right here.
favorite. I'm
Okay.
almost positive I said they are currently the favorite.
All right. Well, regardless, they're the favorite
Not
to win the
will win.
NFC East. So what does Howie need to do to change your mind?
Um, in free agency, I would say either via trade or actual free agency, we have to sign at least one pass rusher, at least one, if not two. We got desperate last year. We traded for Jalen Phillips, and then we had to go and get Brandon Graham out of retirement just to save the pass rush. We can't, we're not doing that again this year. I love Brandon Graham to death. We can't just call that number every November to fucking bail us out. It ain't gonna work. We got lucky last year and it worked, but it's not gonna be like that every year. So pass rusher, figure out this AJ Brown thing. either eat the money and dump him, or just come out and just say, he's here, no more. Diana Rossini, oh, I cannot. I'm just, for everybody listening, I can't stand her. She doesn't fucking shut up about the Eagles. Fucking hate her. Don't care. Want everybody to know it. Just, we're not getting rid of him. He's staying another year. Enough. I did. I've been on Over the Cap and all the different websites all day long just to prove a point on how detrimental a trade of AJ Brown could be to us this year. The most rumored team is the Patriots. Currently, Howie Roseman is asking for a 1 and a 2. The hypothetical trade would be AJ Brown to the Patriots for a 1, a 2, and a 4. The problem with that is, although that's a nice package in return, it's $43.5 million we owe him this year, and New England wouldn't owe him a dime. It all would come on us because of, in the moment, clever accounting. There's a lot of prorated money. If you actually look at all the prorated money to AJ Brown, the Eagles are technically paying him, as it stands, until 2032. He's getting a check from the Eagles. Not to the extent of the Bobby Bonilla MLB deal, but
pretty close.
if we just wait 1 year, just make it through 26, his dead cap number in 2027, $0. We can get out of it. But this year, and as it was last year, it was not prohibitive for us to try to dump there. We just couldn't take that on. With all the other shenanigans we pull, or how he pulls as far as the cap, it just wasn't feasible. So it really will take a Godfather offer. They just need to figure out if it's coming or not and be done with it. Quickly, a couple other things. There's no tight ends on the roster. That's a little bit of an issue.
That is an issue.
Obviously, would love Goddard back. If it's not Goddard, I would love it to be Njoku. I'm sure a rookie's going to be in there. I'm sure we're going to draft one at some point. Also wouldn't mind probably a cheaper option, 1 year deal later in his career. Zach Ertz, it's time to come home.
Interesting.
Come home. 1 year, let's run it back. He can fill a role. So, tight end, edge rusher, corner across from Quinion that's not named Adoree Jackson would be super. Yeah, just depth pieces. Doesn't have to be anything sexy. Wouldn't mind Trey Hendrickson, but doesn't have to be. It's all good.
Yeah, I mean, I'll start off, obviously, kind of touched on it earlier in the pod. David Montgomery is no longer with us. We're able to trade him. Ended up with, I believe, a 4th and a 7th round, I think is what it ended up being. So, hole there, bringing someone in is going to be crucial. I don't really see a lot behind Jahmyr Gibbs. So, but some of the bigger things, man, I was really hoping we'd do something crazy for Crosby. And obviously Trey Hendrickson is still out there and still available right now. But I was expecting something. I think kind of similar to you, Drew, and it obviously hasn't happened. It's been abysmal. Couple updates on that front. So we signed center Cade Mays. He's an ex-Panther, talented, but nothing that moves the needle, at least to me. We also signed Larry Boren to a 1 year deal. He's a veteran offensive lineman, so brings in experience, which is good, but we need skill and we need abilities. So I would say my biggest I guess, want right now, with all this being said, is another offensive lineman. Honestly, I mean, at this point, that's clearly our biggest weakness from last season. That needs to be shored up because the kind of team that Dan Campbell runs is a possession, run the ball, then play action you, all those sort of things. But we're not gonna be able to do it without an offensive line. So I think for me, my number one want is another offensive lineman signing. I think you can get some things within the draft for the offensive line, but those are projects unless you use a first round pick, which to me, it just makes more sense to go through free agency and sign some guys. So I'm expecting some sort of offensive lineman move on top of what they've already done. Um, I would say a lot of what's happened today is shaping sort of how I view this want list because I'll kind of read through it real quick here, but uh he's a I would say he's probably a third defensive tackle on our rotation. But Roy Lopez is now a Cardinal, so we lost defensive tackle depth. Um, Anzalone, which has been a glue guy for the Lions for quite some time and a culture guy and someone that I'm surprised to see go, but he signed with the Bucks today. Um, Amik Robertson signed with the Commanders as well. And then obviously Taylor Decker asked for his release. Just couldn't see eye to eye, couldn't figure out what that dollar amount was going to be. And I think maybe there was some sort of friction there. I don't know whether it was the Lions and Brad Holmes not wanting to maybe pay as much as what was being asked, or if there was something behind the scenes that went on. It just seemed kind of out of left field, especially the way that he had spoken on everything and said, I was fully prepared to um, start my next season with Detroit, but unfortunately, that's not going to happen. So something behind the scenes, like I said, it's unfortunate, but all of these things that have happened today are completely shaping how this Lions roster is going to look or not look via what we do in free agency. So my ears are pinned to the ground. I'm hoping that something good happens, but right now it's been pretty negative, which is unfortunate. So I I, I want to see more. I want to see a lot more. That's what the Lions need to do.
Well, as far as it goes down in Dallas in the Big D, just a little recap. We have, re-signed Javonte Williams, put the franchise tag on George Pickens, put second round tenders on TJ Bass and Brandon Aubrey. If you're not familiar, that basically just means that the Cowboys get the chance to match whatever offer they get. And if they choose not to, they get a second round pick in return. And then today we traded for Rashawn Gary, a fourth round pick, which I'm not too sure why. I mean, seems like, I mean, I'm happy. He's a Michigan Wolverine. Love that. But I mean, he's a defensive tackle, and we already have two stud tackles. I mean, we need help on the end, so I'm on the edge. So I'm not sure about that, but who knows? And then also signed Jalen Thompson, safety from Arizona Cardinals. I am happy about that. We did need help in the secondary. So as it stands, I want to see I want to see edge number one, and then cornerback number two, and linebacker number three. And I mean, that being said, we still Jadeveon Clowney, Dante Fowler, Sam Williams, those are all guys that are still free agents that, we're possibly letting walk. I wouldn't be mad to see any of those guys return. Kenneth Murray, Jack Sanborn at linebacker, both of those guys are still available. Um, but yeah, I mean, CJ Goodwin, he's a good depth piece and just familiar with the Cowboys and the team that they run in. But I want to see something. I'd like to see, like I said, defensive end, cornerback, linebacker are my needs right now. Offense is good. Don't even touch it. I want everything on defense to shore that up and give us a fighting chance when Dak is dropping 50 points on people and still loses the game. So this past week, I was down in North Carolina, South Carolina, running around for work. And one of the nights I was out at the bar, a gentleman came up, sat next to me. So I just want to give a shout out to Eddie, my boy from just outside of New York City. Had some nice conversations, talking, having some drinks, having some old fashions, just chatting it up. Um, but he told me a joke that I'm going to share with everyone because I thought it was pretty funny. It's a Trump joke. Don't get your panties in a bundle. It's political friendly. We'll just say that. All right. So Trump goes to hell. He gets there. The devil says, "You're going to be in hell. I'm going to let you trade places with somebody. I'm going to let you pick your hell, but you're trading places with that person." So he opens the first door. It's Barack Obama jumping off a high dive, climbs back up the ladder, jumps off, climb back. Just an endless loop of jumping off a high dive and climbing back up the ladder. Trump says, "No, I can't see me doing that for eternity." Goes to door number two. It's George Bush sitting there with a hammer, just pounding rocks, just crushing rocks all day, just beating rocks. Trump says, "Yeah, I don't know that I see myself doing that either." So opens door number three, and it's Bill Clinton in the Oval Office with Monica Lewinsky about to do her thing, to where Trump says, "Oh, now this is something that I could get used to. I think I can do this." So the devil says, "Are you sure?" And Trump says, "Yes, this is the door I choose." The devil says, "All right, get up, Monica, you're out."
It's a good one. Eddie's a
That's great.
legend for that.
Not where I thought that was going. Uh,
That's why I was literally dying laughing because I had no idea where the Trump or where the joke was going, but he just hit that and I was dying, which he said it was by some comedian that he couldn't remember who it was. So I'm just gonna give credit to my boy Eddie from New York, and I'm probably gonna use that joke. So shouts out. But also from Eddie, got a content idea for us. He has a group of friends that every year they pick one game, one college football game to go to. That's not their teams. They travel, spend the night, go to the football game and just experience the college town, the atmosphere, the whole nine. To where I feel like that's something
mm,
that we need to be doing 1,000%.
yeah,
That just
a
sounds
hundred
right up
percent.
our alley. Not picking our teams, no Longhorns, no Wolverines, just random football games or, special ones, whatever the case may be. We're just gonna hit all the big stops, just start crossing off the map. I just feel like that'd be super lit to do.
I would love to see Boise State's blue field in person.
Same.
I
That
think that
that
would be
field is
sick.
that field is iconic. That field has stuck out to me since I was a wee little lad and just happened to stroll by the TV and Pops is watching some college football and just like, why the hell is that field blue? I don't know, but I love it. Like it's just insane. But I agree. Just so many just awesome venues and then like games, we could do something in Death Valley.
Penn State
Freaking
whiteout game would be
Penn State
sick.
whiteout would be insane. I want to go to the Rose Bowl. I mean, just so many possibilities, but it's something we can chat on as we get closer to football season, but I definitely think it's something we should do. But with that, we're gonna hit our question of the day before we get out of here. Last week was a deep one, so we're going to bring it, not as deep this week. So, do you prefer to shower in the morning or at night?
I prefer at night. So I like end of the day work or whatever was going on, hot steamer, like just relax at the end of the day. Just relax. I would do it in the morning, but then I go to work in the automotive industry, get coolant oil all over me. Makes no sense. I'm just a one shower a night guy. About you, Debo?
I might get crucified by saying this, but I am actually a morning shower person and a nighttime shower person. So for me, when I shower in the morning, it's like the ultimate wake up. Like it gets my day going, it gets the blood flowing, all that sort of stuff. Get my coffee, and I'm rearing to go for the day. But end of the day, you're all dirty. So yeah, I take 2 showers, 2 showers.
The kids in Africa would have something to say about that, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, yeah.
I I'll say my preference is to shower in the morning. I do agree. I think it, wakes you up, just makes you get you going for the day. So my preference would be in the morning. With that being said, I mean, I take majority of my showers in the afternoon at lunch at the gym. So I mean, that's just how life works for me. But if I had a preference, it'd be in the morning every day. But yeah, let us know. Let us know what you guys prefer. Shower in the morning or shower at night.
Well, that's it. Another episode of Sports on the Rocks. Thank you guys for watching, subscribing, following, liking, doing it all. We couldn't do it without you guys. Keep hammering the like button, keep hammering the subscribe button. We want to hear from you guys. Comment, share. We appreciate you. Another episode and the wraps. Adios.
Peace.
Love y'all.